Hi everybody, I'm Derek Scott, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to the new head baseball coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, Mark Kingston. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Congratulations on the opportunity to take over this program. We are so happy to have you on board.
Thanks. I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity. Happy to be here and can't wait to get started.
When you talk about what led you to this point in your career, give folks a little bit of an idea about the path you followed and the important steps along the way for you.
Yeah, no question. Maybe a path that a lot of people have not taken. Once I finished playing professional baseball, I knew I wanted to get into coaching. I knew that was the next path for me, so went to some non-traditional schools. Started at Purdue University, stopped at Illinois State, and then the biggest decision I ever made in my life is when Jim Morris at the University of Miami presented an opportunity to come be a part of his staff. And from there, that's when I think my career really took off in terms of learning what it took, what greatness looked like, because we won a national championship when I was there. From there, I went to Tulane University to work for another legend in Rick Jones. Went to the College World Series there in 2005 as the #1 overall team. And then at that point, I had a decision. I wanted to be a head coach, and would I wait for a perfect opportunity that may never come, or do I say I want to get out there and build a program and try to elevate the status of a program? And so I took the Illinois State job. We had 5 great years there, elevated that program. That provided the next step, which was USF, and the goal was the same there, elevate that program. And I think those steps along the way, while not easy, I thought they were all great steps in terms of learning what it took, but also showing people that we could really do things in a very good way to build a program. So long story short, here we are at South Carolina.
When folks talk about you nationally, a lot of what you hear is great recruiter, just someone who gets out and gets after it and has been able to build programs both as a assistant coach or recruiting coordinator at Tulane, and certainly what you've done as a head coach at South Florida as well. What makes that something that you seem to succeed at?
Well, I just think I try to be genuine with the players, with the families. We know what their goals are. Their goals are to get a great degree. Their goals are to win championships in college. Their goals are to move on to professional baseball. So we don't hide from any of those, and we try to sell our vision that we have the same goals for you. So there's nothing magic. There's no shortcuts. I just think you have to try to share your vision with recruits. You need to make sure they know you're genuine in sharing the same goals, and stuff happens from there.
Player development is also something I know that is important to any coaching staff in any sport. Going all the way back to the point of you've been someone who's put together instructional videos that have been utilized for a lot of pieces of the game. Tell us a little bit about where you feel like your strengths are there.
I think I've learned from some great people. I've always studied the game ever since I was a kid and going into high school. I've always studied the game. I try to know more about the game than anybody else. But I've also been around some of the great coaches and teachers in our game. So I've always been a sponge, and then everything I've learned I've tried to pass back on to that next group of players. I love coaching. I love teaching. I think that's what it's all about. So coaching and teaching leads to development.
As you said, you've been around national championship programs, you've been around College World Series programs, and here you are, as we can say behind us, that's something that's celebrated here on a daily basis. This fan base is obviously one that is hungry and very supportive of this program and the success that it's had over the years. What do you know about that?
I know it's one of the top programs in the country, and that's why we couldn't say no to it. And I say we, my family, this was a family decision. This is the best of the best. We know the expectations are high. We're going to run towards them, not away from them. I've been very fortunate that I have been to the College World Series once as a player, once as an assistant coach, once as an associate head coach. Now I want to go as a head coach leading a program as tradition-rich as this. So that's the goal.
We are glad to have you here, looking forward to working with you in the future, and it's a big day, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.